I am Heather Danielle, your favorite psychic medium. Every Sunday, I come on here and share my coffee time with you, and we do card readings because I have a lot of decks and I need to put them to use somehow. Hey, good morning, Carrie. How you doing? And Linda. Let's see. Okay, it's really weird. Okay, I'm having so many tech issues today. It's like not even funny. So I'm hoping that everything is going through because it's not looking so good on Facebook. Mm. Hey Kim, how you doing? Okay, here we go. There we go. Kelsey, Rebecca. Okay, so I have a really cool thing that I want to do today because I was doing it in the Spiritual AF Academy. And if you guys haven't done it yet and you're in the Academy, I think you should do it. But I might pull everybody a card in the Academy from this deck because it's so cool. So this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Colette Baron Reed and Alberto Valadio or whatnot. And what I want to do is I want to pull a card that signifies you. Okay, so you can do this with any card deck if you have a card deck. Be like, okay, Spirit, show me a card that really, like speaks to me and it's like who I am as a person and maybe even gives you a little bit of insight of who you are because I loved the card that came up for me. And if it comes up, I'll show you it. But I just love this idea. So definitely do that if you have a card deck, but that's where I'm going to start off today with. And it was so funny. As everybody comes on, I'm just gonna tell you this quick story. So it was so funny. I did one for my aunts, okay, my Aunt Leslie. Then I have an aunt, I call her an Aunt Marcy, and it was so funny because this one here was beloved for my Aunt Les, which is hilarious. My Aunt Les is such a beloved. She's such a beautiful soul and everything. And I was like, well, I don't know. The fire reminds me of Aunt Marcy. And then the card that I pulled for my Aunt Marcy was a dragon, and she's like obsessed with dragons. She calls herself a dragon. Like it's like insane. So this is going to be really, really accurate. So that's what I'm going to do today. But then don't worry, we're going to end with pick a card. And for pick a card, I really felt drawn, if I can find it now, The Healing Spirits by Gordon Smith. Yes. Okay. So that's what we're going to do with pick a card. So pick a card is going to be more about, predicting what's going on in the future. But this is going to be a card deck that's going to say a little bit about you. And I do this a lot, you guys. Like I just clean off my card deck every once in a while just by setting the intention and hitting it 3 times, just getting rid of any kind of that residue. Nobody ever touches my cards. If they do, I have to spend like weeks on doing it because I notice their energy on my cards and I don't like that. I'm very particular. Any kind of card classes that I've done in person, I am like, first thing is like, okay, you guys can touch my cards, but it's going to take like weeks for me to get all your energy off of it. Oh, Lisa, how are you doing? And tell your mom happy belated birthday. Good morning, Tara. Yes, let's see. So let's do this. This is going to be really fun. I have a dragon on my spirit team. Oh my gosh, do you really, Linda? Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So it's so funny. Okay, here we go, Linda. Finally. It's so funny because as I was shuffling the cards, Linda, and I was like, hey, where's a card that represents you? And as I was shuffling and the cards were just like, it's a really weird feeling with the cards. What I think it is, it's like almost like making sure that you know who you are. It's like there's definitely more depths to you than you really anticipate, that you really know. It's almost like getting stuck in the same old kind of thing, and they're trying to get you out of it because it's almost like you have untapped like potential, like when you were a kid, like being involved in a lot of different things, and now it's changed up a little bit. That's kind of like the thing that I'm getting, but like it's a little bit like a lostness, it's like so we have to come back to our roots, what we truly loved when growing up. But there's also a lot of Reiki around you, a lot of healing. And I don't know if you're one of those things, but definitely it's a big one. And then this is your card. This represents Linda. All right. And it says here, jeweled web connectivity. So this is talking about that you are like a medium. You are a bridge to the other side. That is like in the essence of who you are. All right. So right here, it's talking about, working hard. Definitely. I see the 3 and the 2. I don't see them coming together as a 5. I see it's a 3 and a 2. Okay. So I see more as expansion and then a coming together and then maybe like a February and a March kind of thing. I'm also seeing seahorses. So I don't know if seahorses mean anything to you. But I definitely feel like it has to do with carrying a lot more of other people's burdens on you and having to release them. But overall, you are that person that is that connector. And you can also connect the dots for other people too, even on a non-spiritual way. It's like where you have the answers to a lot of people and a lot of their problems, but it's almost like This feeling that I get though is like you're really good at giving advice. Whether or not they take the advice is completely different, but you're very good at that. You're good at connecting the dots and being a really big problem solver as well. I also see like a spider web too, and that's just all talking about how much that you work hard, you work hard, you work hard, you work hard. You know, I hate to say this because I hate it when people say it to me, but you would definitely benefit from slowing down a little bit and really like connecting inside. I hate to say it, but I think that it is like meditation and stuff like that. So let me know how that resonates with you. Okay. Yes. Good morning. Yes. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Hannah. Oh, Hannah said I'm awesome at what I do. So let me know. Let's see. I don't know why these cards have a lot of energy. Yes. Let's see. Oh my gosh, they do not want to come up today. What's going on? All right. So Hannah, I want to give a card to Hannah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. God, it's like pulling teeth sometimes. Okay, spot on. Okay. Just let me know, Linda. Keep me up posted. Whoa, Hannah, what is going on? It says closing door. This I don't feel is representing you. I feel like this is representing something that they want you to do, which is closing door. It says 5 and completion. Actually, I take that back. I actually think that they're saying that it is what is coming up. Your closing door, newness is coming in. And it's so funny too, because I pulled this card with the intention that it's a card that represents you. And what I'm getting though is that, is it hard for you to close doors? Is it hard for you to really be like, no, I don't want this, you know, like this is not good for me? Because there's definitely something there, but I'm going to look into the guidebook a little bit more for you. Endings, completion, your greater calling. Your greater calling. That's what's coming up. It's number 10 and 11, which is freaking perfect because 10's all about endings, making way for new beginnings. It says it's time to walk out the door. If you do not see a door, but only a solid wall in front of you, ask for assistance. That is standing out so big for you. So big for you, Hannah, is asking for that assistance, asking for that help. Okay. It's like we are never alone. And so oftentimes it's like we just think that spirit's going to intervene for our highest good or if they need to, but the thing is they can't. Sometimes our angels and our spirit guides are standing right next to us being like, just ask for freaking help and I will help you. But you're not asking for help, so I can't help you. And I just have to tell you this really quick because I think that it's going to help out a lot. I loved the show, like The Exorcist Circle or something. It's on Discovery Plus, I think. And it's these exorcists and they sit kind of like almost like in a circle and they tell their stories of exorcisms and stuff like that. And these are true stories with true exorcists. Well, this one, he was battling this demon and it was going so bad and he thought he was going to die. And the demon had him in this really messed up mental state. And all of a sudden, as he was in the pits of despair, basically thinking that he was going to lose to this demon, he finally just started praying. And just like that, as soon as he started praying, bam, he was saved, right? The angels came, blah, 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 everything like that saved his butt, right? And he was like, wow, why did it take me so long to pray? And it's like, yes, exactly. Because his spirit guides and his past, like everybody on the other side was like, dude, ask for freaking help. You can't battle this demon by yourself. And I thought that was such a clear way of being like, yes, even sometimes man of the cloth and things like that, they forget to pray. So definitely making sure that you're freaking asking for help. Ask for help in big things and little things and all the in-between things because they can freaking work miracles. We cannot wrap our mind around how they can freaking help us. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. So it says also, though, every door that shuts is an invitation to find another way, another path to your destination. Better to recognize this earlier than later. How many of us leave a relationship or jobs after we knew it was time to move on? Stop wallowing in the pain and lingering on the reasons why things did not work. It is keeping you from your greater calling. Yes. So that was another one that stood out a lot with you, Hannah, is that it's hard for you to let go. So we really need to help you close those doors and open up another one too, because as soon as I started connecting to you, it's like I'm having this back problem right here that goes up to my neck. It's gotten a lot better. But as soon as I started connecting to you, it started hurting more. And so what that's telling me is that you're carrying a lot of weight and things like that on your shoulders that you no longer have to carry because it's done. It's done. And so it's like, why did this happen? I want to know and things like that. And I want these answers. You're not going to get those answers. So it's almost like cut the cords, release it, do those meditations, get some of that emotion out so that you can move forward because it's not doing you good right now. And then also just keep it in mind too, if the door's not opening, it's not your door. There's a different door. There's something probably bigger and better waiting for you. It's always bigger and better, but we're just like freaking teenagers or toddlers, just throwing our little feet, wanting what we want when it's like, we just want like a cheeseburger from McDonald's, but Spirit's trying to bring us over here to a whole freaking buffet full of like even amazing burgers. But we're like, no, I want And then it's like, no. Does that make sense? It's like sometimes we think that we just want this one thing, but it's like, wow, there's something else that's even better waiting for us. I have a hard time with people and closing that door. I tend to see better in people when it's not necessarily there. That story is awesome. I'll definitely start asking for help. Good. Yes, tons of weight on my shoulders, and my plate hasn't felt this full in a long time. That's the reason why they're bringing it up to you. Ask for help. And it might be crazy, but like, who can help me clean the dishes? Who can help me clean the house? Well, maybe they can't help you with that, but maybe they can like do something else for you, like take away the anxiety, decrease some of that stress for you, decrease some of that stress in your body, because whether or not that we think we're affected by it, we are. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. They can help out. We try to wrap our mind logically around this stuff, but it's like you can't. Oh my gosh. Yes. Let go of expectations. I love that. If there's a door not opening, it's not your door. I need that tattooed on my forehead. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. See, I'm having such bad tech issues right now. So sorry about everything, guys. Okay. Oh yeah. And I'm definitely drawn to. Hey, Lily, do you have somebody that's in the military? I don't feel them coming in spirit, but there's something that I'm noticing, and then I just didn't know if you had anybody that crossed over or came from a military family. I'll just be honest with you. It's just because that 9/11 really stood out because you messaged at 9/11. Okay, so that's the reason why. Ooh, stranger and curiosity is coming up for you, Lily. This is really interesting. Ooh, I do like that number 53. That's really standing out as a whole, So that could, go into I feel like it's 53. I feel like there's something. Okay, good to see you. Okay, yes. Okay, so whatever that military thing is, I don't feel them coming into spirit right now. But I definitely feel like them with you. And it says, oh, here we go. This is the reason why sometimes you have to look at the guidebook if you don't know the cards very well, because it's moving past fear of differences, curiosity and acceptance. So, it's 106 and 107. So that could be October 6th, October 7th, or January 6th or 7th. And then it says, in order to broaden your world and experience of it, you must refute the illusion that sameness is the only way. Nothing you expect externally matches up with the other, and you're challenged by your own inexperience, but don't miss this opportunity for learning. Something extraordinary is being offered to you now if you're being curious and teachable. Allow the newness to envelop you as you explore possibilities. This is a departure from your own expectations, but the stranger has come to invite you to dance a new music, a new tempo, a new sensation that will add more dimension to you. Okay, something really cool that is coming up for me right now for you is like, hey, we have to like open up your senses a little bit, we have to open up your mind a little bit, because sometimes we can get too stuck in our own ways, and that's one thing that's coming up for you. And so you might be that person that's a little bit more stubborn, right, than the next person. So we have to watch that. And then it's also saying too that you need to look closer and summon the courage to remain open to what you may find. Okay, you may be conditioned to look only for what mirrors what is safe and known to you, refusing to entertain any concept of the other beyond something to fear. There's something there with some skepticism coming on. Like there's definitely there, like with maybe skeptics of the spiritual realm, like if it exists, maybe you're not completely there yet, maybe that you are, but maybe you're a skeptic that it's not, for you, or you don't have any of these kind of abilities, but you definitely do. Everybody does, it's just harder to tap in. But the reason why that I feel like it's harder for you to tap in than other people is because I feel a connection to your family and some of the things that they instilled in you when growing up, whether it's the fear of this, whether it's like religion or something along those lines. There's a little bit taboo or something. There's definitely a disconnect happening there as you are being raised and stuff like that with some of these seeds that are planted in. I also definitely feel too, definitely more positivity in your mindset is really going to help out a lot. And I know this sounds so tough, but like the biggest quote that they're giving me to give to you is things are happening for you and not to you is the biggest thing moving forward. And I know that's really a tough pill to swallow, but it's almost like you may not understand it now, but things do happen for you. And I know it kind of sucks though, but sometimes if you can't figure out why things are happening for you, then the biggest thing that you can do is just try to make goodness out of the bad. So like I thought I was a great reader. I thought that I was a good psychic and medium and everything else like that. And I felt like I could really connect to my clients that came in because I knew how they felt, especially if someone lost like a mother and things like that. I'd be like, yes, I know your pain because I lost my grandmother. My grandmother was like a mom to me. She was the most important person in the world to me. So I understand your pain until I freaking lost my mother, and my mother and I had a complicated relationship. My mom was a very crazy person, and then that's when I really kind of got to understand how people feel when they lose somebody on the other side that maybe they didn't have a perfect relationship with, or that person that went to the other side wasn't perfect. And so then all of a sudden I realized, I was like, hey, I went through this journey, but I'm going to use it for a greater good, and I'm going to help other people with this. And that's the reason why that I wrote the book Anxiety to Angels, because I wanted people to know how to connect to their loved ones, like right away. Like, this is what you can do right away to connect, and I feel like the same thing for you, almost like how I'm trying to make something good out of something bad. So definitely keep that in the forefront. What can you do good out of the bad things that you've been dealt with? Okay, so think about that. I'm graduating from psychic development course. There you go, girlfriend. Keep on freaking going with that. Let me see if I can scroll up. Keep on going with that, and then share your story and how it's like good things, like the good things out of the bad. Yes. Oh my gosh, Chelsea says, good morning. Your Keurig is cracking me up. I know, my Keurig's talking to me. It's saying, like, okay, so did you guys watch my Instagram and Facebook stories with the Keurig? That is freaking funny, man. Like, the first time, it's like, what did it say the first time? It said, like, whoa. Oh, no, it said hi. And then the second time, it's like, whoa. And then now today, it was like, I'm what? What are you? What are you, Keurig? What are you? Okay. Oh, the name of the card deck is Shaman's Dream right here. Shaman's Dream. Yes. Okay, 1 second. Let me see what this is. Okay, I'm graduating from, okay, yes. My mom passed, and even though we didn't get along, I miss her. I know. It's so tough when it comes to do that. Yes, you love the Keurig. Yes. Okay, so I'll be honest. I did record it for the second cup of coffee today, but it just said I'm again. I was hoping it would finish its sentence. Like, it'd be like, I'm something. So I'm like, oh, you're what? You're what? You're a ghost? You're standing there? Yeah, Miss Hart. I don't know your first name. Are you Amanda? Ooh, Eyes of the Eagle is coming up for you. This one I feel is a card that really represents you, and is number 18. It says arising above the fray. All right. So first off, even though this is a bald eagle, which really represents like freedom, it is number 18. So eagles are all about freedom, just letting yourself go, fly, kind of a little bit majestic. But the thing is too, I also get a phoenix in this, where you're rising above the ashes. I feel like very similar to like my kind of family and that kind of thing, with you. And it's like almost like you're one of like the trailblazers in your family. That is going to be very common for a lot of people that are watching right now, because like minds are like they come together. So there's a lot of people here that have had a lot of like craziness in their life and could write a freaking life story and that kind of stuff. So I feel like you're no exception. But it is talking about too, number one, very clairvoyant, by the way. I don't know if you know that about yourself, but you do have that clairvoyance, that clear seeing. So definitely try and just like work on that and expand on that, because you can see things that other people can't see. Not even just from a spiritual standpoint, but they are also making me feel too that you're good at seeing ideas and creativity, which would be also really good for work, which would be really good for freelance opportunities, really good for like business or starting your own business, doing an MLM, which is a multi-level marketing or something along those lines. You'd be really good at that kind of thing, because you're really good at sales, charisma, those kinds of stuff. I don't know why they're talking about work so much with you. Maybe because like there's money, want more money. Who doesn't want more money, right? But there's that's going on there. The biggest thing too, I don't know why they're telling me this, but definitely keep your thoughts on what you do want as opposed to what you don't want. I'm also seeing a lot of Native American with you, and I really wonder if you've been told if one of your spirit guides are Native American. I'll be honest with you, I don't ever see Native American guides. So if you guys have actually seen that within yourself, has anyone been told that has anyone here been told that they have Native American guides? I've probably seen that just 2 or 3 times, because it's a little bit like everybody thinks that they have it, but I don't know. Does everybody think that they have one? But I really do feel that way. I also feel turquoise with you as well. So I feel like that's like kind of the Native American thing, but I also feel like it has like those healing / protective properties for you. And I'm definitely getting like an older man in spirit with you, that has almost like that eye thing or like a pocket watch or something. So definitely keep your eye on that. He feels very like grandfatherly. He's not really coming through on this side. He's coming through more like on the card. So that's why I'm not getting a lot of more information from him. But yes, right now, the goal of your life right now is to break through the barriers that you have put up yourself and within your family. Like, you really need to think outside of the box and start making action on some of those ideas that you have. And you can start really small and then work your way up. And then what they're telling me specifically is around with money and career. Okay. So even if you're not working right now, I don't know why, but they're just making me feel like there's definitely something there. Definitely creative. Like, they keep on telling me creativity. So let me know how that resonates with you. I do like these cards. I do like these cards. Let me see if I can. If I hit anything, I swear to God, it's like this thing just does not like me. Oh, okay. You've been told several times. Okay. I've been told a couple times with different people. I haven't been told about my spirit guides, but I do. I feel like I do, or it's my great grandmother who had claimed to be native. Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, yes. And she said yes. So that must be good. Yeah, Carla, definitely drawn to you today. Ooh, look at this. Spirit of the river. Okay, let me show Instagram just in case. Okay, then I show you. If you see me looking down, it's because I told you my tech issues today. Spirit of the river, movement towards adventure. Oh my God. Okay. It's so funny too, because what I'm getting here, number one, is like very much like a fairy vibe, but almost like the fairy of the water, which those fairies of the water are usually called pixies. But it's so funny too, because I don't see you near water. I don't really even see you drawn to water, but for some reason, there's something in your soul that actually is. And it's like even fascinated with the water. Okay. So there's something to do with that in this lifetime. Maybe it's to get, over your fear of water. Do you have any fear of water? Do you have a fear of swimming, or does something happen, or are you drawn to it? Because it's going to be one of the other, I feel like. But anyways, and this is for Carla, but this is letting me feel like in your life you need more adventure. You need to get outside of your comfort zone. You need to stop with all of the barriers that your family has put into place, and also the people around you too, because there's something there, like, I don't know why, but they're giving me this feeling like, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But it's almost like this feeling like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere unless someone else goes with me. Are you that type of person? I'm not that type of person, but they're making me feel like you won't want to do something unless someone can come with you. Let me know if that's correct. Wow, I almost opened up to the correct page. And then it says movement towards to adventure, addiction to problems. So making sure that you're not addicted to drama or anything like that, making sure that you let go of any kind of addictions. I don't really get a lot of addictions with you when it comes to like food. I don't get addictions when it comes to anything like that, but I do feel like there's something there with addictions to like mental chatter. There's something there. Oh, you're very independent. Okay, good. Okay, that's like me then. Then you're good. And then do you have anything about the water? Okay, so let me know, Carla. So that's really good. So making sure that you keep going and then you don't, like, what is it called? Say no to any adventures because you have to go by yourself or whatever. You know what else it might be? Sometimes it's really hard to go down your spiritual path alone. So sometimes it's really hard it's much easier to develop, your sense of spirit and spirituality when you're around like-minded people. So maybe that's what they were trying to say, almost like, you don't have to do it alone. It's so much easier when you have groups of like peeps that are like this with you. But let me see. It says allowing and trusting the current. So definitely being in the moment too is one thing that they're trying to tell you. And it says stop working on the problem for a while. That is so funny. Yes. The issue is not what it seems. It is your addiction to fixing what has gone bad that is consuming so much of your time. I do see that you have a really good like work ethic, taking action a lot. Work to create a greater good, and the bad will resolve itself on its own. There is nothing that you can accomplish with more efforting, as a situation in your life right now are subject to forces beyond your control. Recognize this, step back, and trust the flow. That is the biggest thing. Maybe that's where the water is coming up. Not really. I love water. I travel solo a lot too. There we go. Okay, so it's not a fear of water. You do like the water. You love it. Okay, perfect. And then what was this last thing that it said? One moment. There's one thing in here that I just forgot what they said, but it's so true. What? Did I even read this? It's number 100 and 101. Dude, it says your life is like a river, inevitably and irrevocably flowing to the sea. But it's so funny too, because I heard that song. Your love is like a river, peaceful and deep. Right? I can't sing, but go with the flow. That is the biggest thing. And I think that you are good at that. So keep on going with the flow. And then I definitely think that they're talking about being around like-minded people to learn more about like spirituality or whatever it is. But there's definitely something there with that fairy vibe. So the fairy vibe is also connecting to nature, environmental, all those kinds of things. So definitely keep on doing that. I feel like that's what your life is. I do feel like something about you documenting your solo travel. And you know what? That kind of reminds me of this girl I follow. She's One Girl Travel or something like that. She travels like all around the world. You know her? I think her name's Alyssa. That could be it. Okay. That is why I have the hubby in the club. Yes. Okay. Let me know. Take what really resonates with you. If it doesn't really fit, like, sometimes, you can interpret things a little bit different, but that's kind of like what I was picking up. Yes. Okay. I've been seeing a pixie in my mind's eye. Ooh, I'm always intrigued on how you interpret the numbers. Do you suggest a book on numerology? Yes. Michelle Buchanan. Sorry, McKinnon is the one that has to do with soul contracts. Michelle Buchanan is a numerologist. Yes. Okay. You heard that song too? Okay. And I think that I'm really drawn. I think, Travis, this is your card. Ooh, I love it. It's such a pretty card. Creation period. Okay, I'm trying to do cards that represent you as a person, but I keep on getting cards that are trying to give you like advice. Okay, so 63, which is awesome because that's one of my favorite numbers, switched around 63, 36. Winter's Dream, gestation period. So, oh, I love it. It says Winter's Dream, but just look how pretty that is. I just love like the pretty pinks and purples. So let me get my handy dandy notebook out because this one's a little strange. 126 and 127. And then it says blah, 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 blah. Winter's Dream can lull you into a slumber where you lose consciousness and become caught in a nightmare. Awaken, awaken, find that easy return to wakefulness that brings you clarity. This is a time to set your priorities in order, yet not act on them. Allow the clarity and transparency that comes with Winter's Dream to preparate your heart and soul. The time for action will come later. Remember that all things are born of dreams, and your task is to wake up within the dream to lucidly guide it to your chosen destination. This is talking about that it's time for you to create your own reality. That's what it's talking about right now, and to be creative with it. And I think I'm going to talk about this on a future podcast, but it's like we keep on thinking sometimes that we need like money in order to do what we want to do, but it's like that's not the case because we can win things, we can win trips. Spirit can bring whatever we want in some miraculous ways to where we don't need money. We don't need money to go overseas and to travel. We don't need money to do this stuff, because really cool, weird things can happen. People have won trips, they've won contests, they won all these things. So that's one way to do it. But it's almost like, what do you truly want? What would you do with that money? Okay, I'd pay my bills and I would do this and that. Well, think a little bit bigger and better, right? Think a little bit more creative. That's one thing that it's talking to you about. I feel like it's almost like time for you to like chill and relax right now, to like regroup a little bit. Definitely automatic writing, getting some of those emotions out and that kind of stuff. Really trying to focus a little bit on the stuff that's ahead of you. And then also too, I don't know why, but it's making me feel like you are beautiful. You are so beautiful to know that about yourself, and that you're just a little bit too critical on yourself. Like a lot of us are, but like definitely with you, it's like, man, give yourself a freaking break, like, and especially with your appearance too. It's like they're wanting you to know that you are beautiful, literally. And I keep on talking about this because it keeps on coming up, but it's like when we transition to the other side, and we look back on our body, we're just going to feel so much appreciation for our body. It's not like we're going to be like, oh my God, like I couldn't lose those last 10 pounds and I had stretch marks. Do you think that we're really going to talk that way when we go to the other side? Do you think that we're going to look back on our life here in this crazy freaking planet and then be like, oh, I had the stretch marks. Oh my gosh, oh, here and here. And, we're not going to be that way. So that's one thing, is that they're telling you like, hey, go a little bit more easier on yourself. And then also know that tapping into your creativity is how you're going to really connect to spirit. And I do see a lot of pinks and purples with you. That's like really, really big. So that's spirituality and new beginnings. All right. I have a pixie and lotus tattoo on my back, and I'm a Cancer. Ooh, girlfriend. Ooh, see, that's definitely a message for you. What does 47 mean to me? 47, I think, is the age that my uncle passed away. My Uncle Jim. Oh, okay. Sorry, Naomi. I think that you're trying to talk about, okay, what does 47 mean in general? So first off, look at that number. Does that number resonate with you or anybody or anything inside of your life? Because then that number, if you're seeing it, it's attached to that. Okay. But then if you split the numbers up, it's going to be 4, which is all about security, about foundation. And then the 7 is usually like a spiritual number. So it could be telling you a foundation for spirituality. But then if you add them together, you're going to get the number 11, which is a very big, like high vibrating master number, which is number 11. So what I would say, if you're seeing that, and especially if you're seeing 11s too, like, have you done the numerology on your birthday, to see what you are in numerology? So I didn't know this, but I'm a 33. So the master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. In my numerology course, I do go with 44, but that's just because that's a new master number that some numerologists are saying is a master number. So I wanted to include that. But most of the master numbers you're going to see are going to be 11, 22, and 33, which is a master. And then I think it's a healer or something. So it's a master healer, healing teacher. And then the 33 is like the master healer teacher, because it's a combination of both 11 and 22. So yes. Let's see. You're an 11 also. Awesome. Okay, Tamara, are you a 6 or were you a 33 and then made it down to a 6? You're an 11, Joy. That does not freaking surprise me at all. Oh, I need to win a trip to Hawaii. Okay. just really quick, trip to Hawaii, Melissa. You guys know I work a day job, right? My day job, I switched teams and I wasn't sure it was the right one. And then guess what? Where I'm at now, I'm supposed to be going to Hawaii for work, which would be all expenses paid in March. Now it may or may not happen, but you see what I mean? Like you can go ahead and do that. Like right now the funding's really tough, so they might not be able to make it happen, but I'm supposed to be going there. Isn't that nuts? And so it's like, yeah, free trip to Hawaii. So like weird things can freaking happen. Okay. If it's meant to be, you will find a way. Yes. Don't take no for an answer. That's how people get where they are at. Yep. And you always see 11, look at the clock and it says 11, 11. Yes. So it could be like master number, ones. Like every time I see 11, 11, it always reminds me that, spirit's with you as a whole. And it's reminding you that you're part of the one, that nobody is better than or less than anybody else. All right. And so that's the biggest thing. So it's like when you think like, I can't do something, I'm not good enough. You remember that nobody is better than you, but nobody is less than you either. So that means everybody is equal. And so that always made me feel a lot better. Yes. Let me see what really quick before we go on. Okay. You're 33 also, Melissa. That's freaking awesome. Yes. Yes. Okay. Hawaii. Yes. I wish. Yes. There's other things coming up too that I wish I can tell you. What? Are you serious? You didn't know that about me? Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, wait. Tamara, did you? Okay. So Tamara. Okay. Really quick. So Tamara, so your birthday is 11/5/1961. Did you break them up? It should be so 11, 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus then 1961 is plus 1961. So 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 1. Can someone help her out too? Okay, I've been seeing 555. Not sure what spirit is trying to tell me. So if you see 555, that means that movement needs to happen or movement is happening. And so I'm not sure who you are, Facebook user, but closing the door came up with this completion. So that's talking about it's time to end whatever is going on and then move forward. So if there's people leaving your life, if there's a lot of trials, tribulation, let it freaking go. And I don't care what the hell it is. If someone's trying to leave your life, if somebody is, if you might have to move, your career is not going well, whatever it is, you have to let it go and then just start new and fresh. You have to freaking close that door in order to move up. And I know it's really tough. How many people here have been through like really, really freaking tough times and you had to make a really tough decision and then you're really happy that you made the decision, like even like years later. Like for me, that was like my first divorce. Like, you know how hard that was getting divorced? I was married for 5 years and I was with him since I was 16 or 17. I think 17 years old. I was with him and it was so freaking hard. But guess what? I did it and it was the best decision of my freaking life, 36. Okay, so Kim, you say 36, so 3 plus 6 is 9. Yep, so you're 9. My first marriage, yes. I'm a 5, and I heard that's a very spiritual number. Yes. I will put in the Facebook group, Rise Into Your Power, any files when I'm done here, the numerology PDF for Michelle Buchanan. Okay. And then you can go ahead and look up your number there and it'll give you like a whole entire breakdown of it. Okay. Yeah, for Joey says, I see them all. I know a change needs to happen for me, but all of them, I'm like, damn, spirit team. Well, that's the thing is it all comes together at the same time because you've been resisting that change. You've been resisting of letting go. So that's the reason why that all comes to you. Because they were like, oh shit, we got all this huge mess that we need to freaking clean up. Yes. Okay. And then is this, let me see what this was for. Oh, you did do that, Tamara. Okay. I want to make sure. All right. So Jamie, ooh, I love this. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. I freaking love this. Again, I don't think that this is, a card that represents you because apparently you don't want to do that today, Spirit. But it says number 15 and it says Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. So I feel like there's going to be a movement happening with you now, Jamie. That's really what it's talking about. It's saying moving out, a lot of wind, a lot of things coming up, probably like a lot of answers. However, what I don't get is I don't get a lot of clarity coming up. So it's like, hey, you might have some movement, but you might get more than one choice. You might have like a lot more different options, but the thing is the movement is truly happening there. So let's see, it's number 30 and 31. So I wonder if like it's like 15 has something to do with it, like 15 days, or something along those lines, but it's also 30 and 31 in the guidebook, which if you think about it, there is no 31 days in February. So maybe this could be moving into March. And then it says, trust in the process, embrace the chaos. Okay. And then it says, Oh, wow. Interesting. So stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust the process. The dust devil knows what you need and when you need it. Once things settle, you will see gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery. The wisdom waiting in integration. One moment. I see that. Yep. It says that there is things that are like churning, things that are changing and things like that. So you like, again, I think there's like a lot more is coming up, but at least your movement, at least there's some kind of movement in that direction that's going to give you a little bit of insight. And then one thing that I would do is this. I know it sounds so crazy. You have your own cards. I know you do, but go to Colette Baron Reed's website. That's what I've been using so that I don't accidentally bring up a card that I want, because I swear to God, sometimes I'm able to pull a card that tells me what I want to hear and not what I need to hear. But when you do things that are online and you just click on it, then it's like it doesn't really have a it doesn't allow you to be biased, if that makes sense, right? It doesn't allow you to like really, just choose what you want to hear. Excuse me. And that is what's helped me out a lot, because things kept on happening and I kept on asking if I should do it. And it kept on telling me no. Spirit was telling me no, 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 no. And then I would find something that's better. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this. And they're like, no, 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 no. And then all of a sudden, I can't give you guys any details now, but man, then like a couple days later, something happened. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the reason why that this was a no. That's the reason why I was a no. So definitely stay within, spirit, making sure that you're pulling those cards before you make decisions and stuff like that, because I just feel like they're trying to navigate you through this like tornado path. And then you're going to be able to come out the other side knowing, okay, extremely sure that you have chosen the right path, you did the right thing, and you're out of that freaking tornado now. I hope that makes sense. It might not. Yes, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I'm going to put my resume online this week. 5 is adventure seeker on your life path. Ooh, yes, that totally makes sense. Yes. I don't know all of the life path numbers, like, and what they mean. And the reason why I don't attempt to read for myself. Yes, dislike that. Yes. Jennifer, Jenny, what card deck did you buy for Colette Baron Reed? I'm going to keep this. I like this deck for pick a card. If you have a moment, what card do you get for me? When I pulled myself, I got Third Eye Activation by Kyle Gray. 1 second. Well, first off, Facebook user, I'm not sure who that is, but if you pulled that card where it says Third Eye Activation, that's talking about that you really need to rely on your intuition. And so sometimes what happens is that we forget our intuition. Our ego has taken over because it's trying to protect us. Your ego is not bad. Your ego is very, very good. It's there to protect you. You've been through some tough things in life. And so the tougher things that you've been through and the more that you distrust yourself, or you've been through a lot of shit that causes you not to trust yourself, then your ego voice gets loud as heck. And when that happens, it's harder for you to hear your intuition. So if you pulled that card, it's trying to say, okay, the balance needs to be restored. And how you do that is, number one, don't fight your ego. Right? When you hear your ego being like, you can't do this and that's wrong and blah, 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 or it might not sound mean. It might sound just a little bit more concerned. Just kind of soothe it. Be like, yeah, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then you have to kind of like tame your thoughts. Don't judge them. And then bring your intuition up. And you can bring your intuition up through, intuition exercises all throughout your day, and that's why I teach people. It's like when you're standing in line at the grocery store, what color, try to tune in, like, is that a male or a female behind you? See if you can feel it in your gut. Different people experience your intuition different ways, but you have to start practicing it to see how it connects with you. Look what I do every day when I go to the gym. I try to tune in where the parking spot's going to be the best. It's something that I do every single day. And it's like taking your intuition to the gym. So if you pulled that card, that's exactly what it's talking about. And then if you had a question while pulling that card and Third Eye Activation came up, it's talking about tune within, go within, trust your freaking self. You have all the knowledge that you need. Do not listen to anybody else, because when we get other people's stuff in there, we start doubting ourselves. Okay. And honestly, on my journey to developing myself, my intuition and my confidence in myself and that kind of thing, one thing that I noticed though, is even if I'm wrong, at least it was my decision, and it wasn't somebody else's. I now I know that was how I got it wrong. Right. And that's okay. That's okay. At least I trusted myself. At least I honored myself. And so that was the biggest thing. So who cares if you make the wrong choice? Believe me, If something is meant to happen, it will happen. If something is not meant to happen, it will not happen. We do not have that much freaking power as human beings. If something is meant to happen, God will make it happen. Universe will make it happen. Our spirit guides will intervene if something is or is not supposed to happen. Oh man, I keep on pulling King of Swords. And so, basically, if I kept on getting King of Swords, number one, that's talking about like a mental conflict. I'm also drawn to you to any kind of men in your life that that might be a reason for that. And then also too, it's time to make a decision. Okay. Make a decision, almost like get off the pot, get off the pot kind of situation. Stop going down the same rabbit holes. Like you just have to like make a decision that you're not going to do this anymore. And it might be hard. It might be something you have to do all throughout the day to stop yourself, but you have to do that. I know it sounds kind of weird. Maybe this pick a card will give you a little bit more insight. Yes. That deck is on my list to purchase. Yeah. I love this deck. The Dream Weaver deck. Oh, I have that deck. I don't know where it is. I need to trust in me more. Yes, my intuition is getting so much better. Love your practices for it. Yes, sorry I didn't do that a lot this week. I've been distracted. Still honoring yourself. Yes. And then it says here, one second, really quick. Get yourself a dream deciphering book. They're amazing and it's so much fun. I do love that. You have to interpret your dreams for sure. Like, oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to read some more comments here in a second, but I want to get you guys ready for pick a card. So this is pick a card. So I always like to try and move my joints a little bit, beforehand, getting a little bit of that excess energy outside, fingers, toes, being like, okay, I'm ready, God, I'm ready. And I'm seeing the Olympics. Isn't that kind of weird? The Olympic symbol. I don't know what the heck that means. But anyway, so if you came here today for a question, some guidance, then you can ask it now outside or in your mind and ask Spirit to draw you in to card 1, 2, or 3. We're doing numbers today. 1, 2, or 3. So you say, Spirit guides, which one has the message that I need to hear the most right now for my highest good? Maybe if you put the number 1, 2, and 3 in your mind's eye, maybe you can see that one of them is brighter than the other. Maybe one of them is more dull because maybe that's the one that needs a little bit more love. When I say 1, 2, or 3, does it sound like you're resistant to one of them? Like you just don't like that energy? Because it could be something that you're really resistant to. If you're a big feeler, you can go ahead and rub your hands together and then feel card A in your hands. Maybe you feel like it's really strong. Maybe you don't really feel anything. Is it inflating or deflating? And it's going to seem like you're making it up. That's okay. Your imagination muscle is the same as your intuitive muscle. So let's see. Is it possible that I've gotten none? None of them are standing out to me. So if that happens, right? You know what? Yeah. Okay. You know what? You can also do it yourself if you're more drawn to the letters. I'm not going to say the letters so I don't want to confuse anybody, but you can do it yourself if you're drawn to the letters instead of the numbers. Okay. Like A, B, or C. All right. Nope. So I don't have anything. I don't know. I don't have anything. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to pick my card then. So whatever message that I really resonate with and I feel is talking to me, then I'm going to take that message. Because since I can't tell one from the other, it could be that I need all of them or I need none of them. But the odds of it is that maybe I need a little bit of every single one of them, basically. Okay. I just joined. Yes. Okay. So perfect. Tony, what 1, 2, or 3? Go. Which one comes to your mind first? Okay. What if my mind comes back to a certain number? Yes, that's drawing you there. There's something there. Even if you got one of them really, really strongly, if it's drawing you to another one, that one also has a message for you. Yep, does mean it's for you. Yep. 2, super resistant to 3. Ooh, that's interesting. A little of each. Yes, Jody, maybe that's mine. Okay, 2 and 3. Tony is 1. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I have a feeling I'm missing out on a really good card. Okay, maybe it's this one. No, I don't know. So it says benefactor, grace and generosity, and it is number 3. 1 second, Instagram. I'm showing them on Facebook. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not, but like there's like a little like hamster or whatever like that, and they're like cuddling, and there's a little crown, and it's like mushrooms and those kinds of things. So number 1, if you are number 1 people, you are very generous, and that's what's really, really going to help you. Well, it's actually going to make you or break you in this lifetime. Okay, so you have to make sure that there's a balance there too, because we want to make sure that your heart chakra is okay. And when your heart chakra is in balance, it could leave you open to like cysts on your breast, breathing problems, heart issues, and those kinds of things. So we want to make sure that you don't have any of that. It's number 6 and 7 in the guidebook. So definitely keep an eye on maybe month of June or also July. And it says that this card gives you recognition that you are stewarding and sharing abundance on behalf of the higher source, one that is always working through you. And that's what it's talking about. It's like, don't get so hung up on your life purpose, because your life purpose is just to spread love. And if you are number one people, you are doing that. You are doing that very, very, very well. Okay. You are generous. You are giving. You are loving. Going ahead and giving back some of that generosity and love to yourself is going to be very, very good for you. And then it says, the benefactor reminds you that it's all in purity of your desire to share without the need for return. But the thing is, though, is what I'm really picking up for one people, because a lot of you are very selfless. It's like you have to accept some of the amazingness that Spirit's trying to bring into you. You have to be open to receiving as opposed to always be the one giving, because you also need to take care of you, and you need to be happy in your life, and you need to be able to experience some of the things that you want and deserve to experience. Oh my gosh. So I forgot who said that about the dreams. Was it Hippie? It says here, dream sharing and caring into being, and you'll be amazed to see this vibrant seed take root and spread. Do it just because, and the benefactor will give you her blessing. So there's definitely something here when it talks to dreams. You definitely have to pay attention to your dreams, write them down, but also they're talking about dreaming big too. So that's a big one with it. And then also it says grace and generosity, gifts, support, and mentoring. So it's like, if you don't have a way or to get what you want and you don't know, then going ahead and looking at a mentor, not just like a spiritual mentor, but whatever it is that you're interested in. So for example, I love to dance, and I forgot that I love to dance, but my husband's like, Heather, you light up when you dance. On the eve of my 40th birthday, my husband was going to bed. We were going to bed. And then finally I was like, I can't go to bed. I need to dance. And so I came downstairs and I freaking danced until 2 a.m. watching YouTube videos, and stuff like that. And so I reached out to a dance studio being like, hey, do you teach adult classes? So it's those kinds of things that light you up. And if you are card one people, that's what you really need to do. You need to have things that light you up and dreams and stuff like that. It's like you are like the queen and the king of your life, and you just need to just love that love is the biggest thing. And I feel like expansion is happening too in 2024 for you. So I feel like they're trying to bring that more of that love into you, but you just have to really accept it and love it, and also believe in miracles, and don't be so serious. Okay. Making sure that you're having a lot more fun. I feel like you just need to let things roll off your back and just laugh at things. And that's not going to be every single day, because some days you're going to be better than others. Like some days, and if you're married, tell me if this happens to you, but it's like some days, especially like in marriage, sometimes my husband listens to me and then he watches me downstairs because he wants to know what I said about him. So I think he's doing something now. But some days in marriage, it's like, oh my God, like I can just laugh at him. I'm like, oh my God. And then someday I'm like, so that's the thing, is like take every day, but it might be different every day. All right. So, but you just have to keep on rolling the punches, keep on trying to train yourself to have good, pretty happier days, and seeing the positive and receiving. That's really what I'm picking up for you. I'm also seeing a lot of flowers. I would definitely pay attention to women in spirit for card one people that are very like motherly, or you could smell their perfume. That's one way that they're coming for you. Oh my God. All right. I just started giving to a charity. Oh my gosh, Tony, way to go with that. I always give and fight hard to accept gifts and favors. Yes. Oh, that's funny. I got 2. My mind said absolutely not, then 3. And then your message. Yes. I love that. Sorry if you didn't understand what I said. Okay. All right. Perfect. Are we good? Okay. We're going to go on to 2. Is a reoccurring message. I know it sucks when you get recurring messages. So if you keep on getting the same message over and over again, I know it's going to be difficult. There's this one card deck that I refuse to pull a card out, because I absolutely pull the same card every single time, but it's like, because we need to hear it, because we're not acting on it. So we really need to take that part to heart. It's either that or there's part of the message that that it's not translating over. All right. So 16 is number 2, which is so funny. Look, it's 316. You guys, it's 316. Do you see it? 316. Ah! Oh my God. That's the reason why I couldn't decide. Look, I have it tattooed on my freaking arm. That's it. Coffee and cards is over. Bye guys. I'm too happy. Okay. Anyways, back to you, right? This is not about me and readings for me, but it says empty well, time to replenish 16. So this is the reason why I couldn't do it, you guys, because I need to hear number one and I needed to hear number two, which is empty well, time to replenish, number 16, which is freaking amazing and awesome. So I think this goes without saying. You need freaking more self-care. You need to fill up your own cup, however that is. And it's so funny too, because when I tune in, I feel like a lot of people with card two is exactly like me, where we think that we have a balance. We think that we're doing enough for ourselves as we are other people, but you're not. There's still a big, huge gap there. It's imbalanced. Okay, so it's almost like you're still giving too much and not giving enough back. And just one thing I want to say too is self-care is also like spending time with friends, spending time with family, spending time with things that bring you joy and doing things that bring you joy. It's not always like just about taking care of your body. It's about going out and exploring and doing things, right? So you have to take care of you. And it says here, nothing here, time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. I always do that. Do you guys do that too? It's like I'm always like, oh no, they're cool. They're the cool ones, right? Like not me. That's totally them. I'm always like, oh, that person, that person is awesome. Like that person is that way. But when it comes to me, I only have like a little bit of that. Like you might think I had a lot more than it, but with the people, I'm like, oh no, I will dim my light all the time when I'm talking to people. And I always make people think that they are so much better than me. I'd be like, oh my God, yes. Even though I know better, I won't. I'll just like shut up and I'll just be like, yeah, you know better. You know better. Even though in the back of my mind, I know they don't know better and I'm not going to really listen to them, but I'll still always make them feel better instead of like standing up for myself, instead of like really voicing out my opinions and stuff like that. I'll just be like, hey, no, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no problem. And then afterwards I'll be like, no, they're not right. Or sometimes I'll just give in. All right. So, and some other things are coming up for me right now where I should have stood up for myself and I didn't, because I was just like, oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Right. So it says here, receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the rope. Follow the water course way, the aquifers that run deep into the earth, and you will be led to new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources in the subterranean depths of your own heart. And it's number 32 and number 33 in this. So I just love this so much. You need to replenish, but you need to replenish in something that really brings you joy and that you truly love. All right. So maybe that would be going out on a trip. Maybe it would be going and spending time in nature. Maybe it would be hanging out with your friends, somebody that makes you feel good. And you probably need to do this more on a consistent basis. Okay. Because you're always going to be chasing your tail if you don't. So that is just freaking perfect. And honestly, too, for card two people, I just feel a lot of spirits around you. I feel like a lot of past loved ones are around you and they're all trying to reach out to you. So definitely looking out for like the numbers are really, really big. Whereas opposed to number three, the first card, I felt like it was more about smells, maybe a little bit more sweeter, softer communication, where the number two people, it's going to be more like numbers, names, like definitely clairvoyance, out in your face. That's a big one. Like going to Vegas. I know Jamie, Christina Aguilera is doing a residency in Las Vegas now. So part of me is like, do I want to go see her? So I seen Katy Perry in Vegas. That was awesome. Okay. What number do you guys think this is? Like, is it going to be number 7? Cause I already did the 316. So it's like my other favorite number is like 36, but I don't think it's going to be one of my favorite numbers. But anyways, you guys ready? Here we go. 23. Which is my husband's birthday. Number 23. Fortune's Wheel. You guys, you cannot make this up. You guys, like you don't even, okay, first off, I just have to say, like, this is what I'm talking about. When you have like a really good hit, when you've done something great, like explore it, like be happy with this. I was like, I can't choose one of these cards because it's 316. And then it's number 23, which is resonating with my husband because that's his birthday. So, oh my gosh, Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just get such good vibes for the number 3 people right now. It's strike when the iron is hot. Come on, get it going, get it moving. Okay. Going ahead and making sure though, that you are trusting in the divine process as you go through. Okay. So making sure that you're looking at these coincidences and these numbers and things like that, like helping them guide you, because you can do whatever the heck you want because you have free will. But there are sometimes a better plan in place if you make sure that you are getting spirits like kind of like okay as you go forward, so that you don't like get out a lot of money or you're not out a lot of time, a lot of energy and stuff like that. So that is the biggest thing. But right now I feel like you're on the cusp. If it's not happening right now, you're on the cusp of great timing to where you could really just harness in some of the amazingness that you want in your life. So let me look at this. It says luck and right timing, a turn of fortune. You really have to pay attention to coincidences if you are number 3 people. And then it says, you have the magic touch and everything turns to gold. There's nothing you can do wrong. You can only need to hold what you desire as your intention as it becomes true. Do not waste this power on trifling things. Dream big, for surely this opportune moment will pass. Such is the nature of fortune's wheel. I love this. It says dream big. So I just have to tell you, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but I'm training for a bodybuilding competition, right? And so I'm like trying to daydream about like, okay, you know, can I get first place? Can I get first true novice? Like that would be so awesome, right? But I can't even bring myself to dream that big. I'm like, oh no, third place is good. You know, fourth place, you know, like I can't dream first place. Like I don't think I've gotten first place in like anything in my life. I've always been second or third. So it's like, why in the world will I get first place? I can't even wrap my mind around being first place in like true novice of somebody who has never done this before. Like, how come I can't do that? And that's what Spirit is saying here. Get rid of that kind of that BS. Like you can do it. Dream bigger. You know, if you can't even dream of awesomeness, like inside your mind and almost like daydream that way, then like, come on, like something's wrong, right? You got to do this. It's probably from conditioning while growing up and things like that. It says, use your creative power of the fortune's wheel for the benefit of others, and the gifts will be returned to you tenfold. Use it only for your own gain, and you'll be left impoverished with the bittersweet taste of squandered opportunity. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. So right here where it says that if you do it for your own gain, I don't think anybody here is really that selfish. Okay. Those are only really for selfish people because you have to learn to be able to accept. Okay. And then it says, notice the early signs and the coincidental encounters and the seemingly magical and synchronous events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, that chance to encounter was no accident. They were all choreographed by fortune. Do not wait any longer. Carpe diem. Recall the boldest and noblest longing and invite it into your life. This invitation is all that is required. It's number 46 and number 47 of the guidebook, which is freaking crazy because Tony brought that up earlier, number 47. So definitely you got to seize this. Like number 3 people, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. Oh my gosh. I just heard that one song from, what was her name? Mandy Moore. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be more than I can take. Okay. So that's a song. Okay. Let me see. I needed all those messages. Makes sense why I couldn't pick one. Me too, hippie mama. Me too. Oh, okay. I heard Christina sing a few bars of her big hits, and that's it. Bailey Sarin was very disappointing in her show. Ooh, okay, that's good to know. Kim said that's what I needed to hear. Jen and I were just talking about the subject. We have to believe in our dreams are achievable. Yes. Yes, you can't even freaking daydream it, you know, then like how is that freaking going to happen? I'm pushing for the best job, best house, best state to live in. Yes. I've been wanting to compete. So awesome. You're doing that. Yes, me too. And that's why I'm been doing it like 7 months. I've been working with a coach. So I'm still I'm planning on competing in July. First thing I saw on the card was wings. We did a group Reiki last night and was told I have a giant angel with me when I work Reiki. Bam. I've actually had dreams too when I'm doing coffee and cards that there's a big angel standing behind me. Like it was the coolest dream. I just got chills on my neck. Oh, I love your energy too, Colleen. We're going to my daughter's wedding on the 25th to 29th. Oh, that's awesome. To Vegas. Spot on for you. Awesome. Awesome. All my childhood dreams have come true. It's for me to build and achieve new dreams. Yes, that's the thing. It's like when you look, like I look at my life and it's like, what else would I want? And when I told my husband the other day, I'm like, you know what? You're a creature of habit, but I'm not. I need adventure. So, but I don't know how that looks, you know? So I'm like, okay, I got to figure it out. So we got to figure out our dreams and all that stuff. When I asked about a current choice, I saw wings. Ooh, that's good. That's a different, like that's talking about opening up. That's talking about, I think it's talking about flying. So whichever one either makes you more scared, more excited about, or will take you the furthest, that's it. I'm also hearing investing too, by the way, Christine. So if that means like investing in like the money to do it or investing, I don't know, but I just heard invest, you know, so invest your time, your money, the energy. I think it'd be worth it. Awesome, you guys. Well, perfect timing because I have to get into a reading, but I love you guys so much. Keep me posted. I will see you tomorrow for the weekly reading on the podcast, The Spiritual AF Life. And then I will see you back here on Sunday. Love you guys.